दृष्टिकोण। ऊपर से देखूं तू है खुला आसमान, बादलों से भरा भरा तेरा ये जहां। जब तक ना तरस जाए पीने को हाथी, या कूद के दिखाए ये मेरे साथी। साइकिल की घंटी या कंकड़ या माटी, या तुझ पे बरस जाए अंधे की लाठी। तब सबको तू दिखे है पानी सी लदी, तू तो है तू अपनी प्यारी सी नदी।
I don't know of any other movie in the recent Indian past which has impacted the public discourse and collective psyche as much as Aamir Khan's Taare Zameen Par. Released on the 21st of December 2007, the movie is a sensitive exploration of the childhood, life and imagination of Ishaan. The movie follows the journey of this young boy who's thought to be nothing but a lazy troublemaker until his new art teacher discovers the real problem behind his struggles: dyslexia. In an interview for The Hindu, Deepa Bhatia and Amol Gupta, the creative duo behind Taare Zameen Par, revealed that their inspiration for this story came from the biography of the legendary Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. Kurosawa, who was not being very bright academically, recalls finding a new confidence in his otherwise non-athletic abilities when showered with praise by an art teacher who simply believed in him. What can belief do? How important is it that someone believes in us for us to believe in ourselves? I would love to read an excerpt from Kurosawa's something like an autobiography where he reflects on this teacher's influence on him. I will have more to say about Mr. Tachikawa, but I'd like to start with an incident that took place when I was still behind the others of my age in my intellectual development and very timid about it. Mr. Tachikawa came to my aid and for the first time in my life enabled me to feel what is called confidence. It happened during art class. Kurosawa continues, in the old days, in my day, that is, art education was terribly haphazard. Some tasteless picture would be the model and it was simply a matter of copying it. The student drawings that more closely resembled the original would always get the highest marks. But Mr. Tachikawa did nothing so foolish. He just said, "Draw whatever you like." Everyone took out drawing paper and colored pencils and began. I too started to draw. I don't remember what it was I attempted to draw, but I drew with all my might. I pressed so hard the pencils broke, and then I put saliva on my fingertips and smeared the colors around, eventually ending up with my hands a variety of hues. When we finished, Mr. Tachikawa took each student's picture and put it up on the blackboard. He asked the class to express opinions freely on each in turn, and when it came to mine, the only response was raucous laughter. But Mr. Tachikawa turned a stern gaze on the laughing multitude and proceeded to praise my picture to the skies. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I do seem to recall that he called special attention to the places where I had rubbed my spit-covered fingers on the colors. Then he took my picture and put 3 big concentric circles on it in bright red ink, the highest mark. That I remember perfectly. From that time on, even though I still hated school, I somehow found myself hurrying to school in anticipation on the days when we had art classes. That grade of 3 circles had led me to enjoy drawing pictures. I drew everything and I became really good at drawing. At the same time, my marks in other subjects suddenly began to improve. By the time Mr. Tachikawa left Kuroda, I was the president of my class wearing a little gold badge with a purple ribbon on my chest. What Tachikawa was for Kurosawa, Ram Shankar Nikumbh became for Ishaan Avasthi. The first time Ishaan knows Ram Shankar Nikumbh is through the sound of his flute. Like the Pied Piper, through the sound of his flute, Ram Shankar Nikumbh, in all his playfulness, breathes life and imagination into the cursed, dismissed, dull, hopeless world of Ishaan. For the first time ever in his life, Ishaan feels seen. For the first time, he is not cursed or dismissed, but patiently listened to. In the climax of the movie, as Ishaan sees the painting that his teacher drew of him, as the sun who's radiating light, he sees himself in the eyes of the first person who ever understood him, who ever saw him for who he is. Like stars on earth, Taare Zameen Par. Actor Kamal Haasan, in a recent interview to the Hollywood Reporter India, said,
Art is about wanting the world to look at the same world the way I look at it. So we are trying to sell a point of view. Because we are not looking at just shots, frames and stories. Our point of view. That's what we are trying.
In the resolution of Taare Zameen Par, when Tiwari sir tells Ishaan's parents that how beautiful a perspective, a drishtikon Ishaan has, maybe what Tiwari sir didn't know was that Ishaan always had a perspective, even in his earlier classes.
जो दिखता है हमको लगता है और जो नहीं दिखता हमको लगता है नहीं है, लेकिन कभी कभी जो दिखता है वो नहीं होता और जो नहीं दिखता वो होता है. मतलब
अरे क्या दिखता है नहीं दिखता है कर रहे हो? मीनू पटेल तुम समझाओ.
But what the boy may not have had was the faith to believe in it, and the teacher did not have the eyes to see it. Tiwari sir sees, therefore he believes. Can we believe what is unseen, what is undiscovered, to live with the eyes of faith? The only true voyage of discovery, as Proust says, would be not to visit strange lands, but to possess other eyes, to behold the universe through the eyes of another, of 100 others, to behold the 100 universes that each of them beholds, that each of them is. Truly, every child is special.